Those. I'll press record on there as well, mate, at some point.
Yep. Okay, you ready?
Good one, you or me?
Welcome back to the Collapsing Pocket podcast, brought to you by Royal Flush Designs. My name is Rob Wood. You can always call me Wardy, and August is just around the corner, and I know two men who are getting really excited about the prospect of pre-season football, mainly, of course, Sam Aykroyd.
Made quite clear my thoughts on pre-season football, American or otherwise. I'm not talking about it.
I know someone who will talk about it though, and that is the man who talks about everything NFL related. That is Simon Carroll.
9 days till the first pre-season game.
Oh, he's
Baltimore Ravens versus the Chicago Bears.
Hall of Fame games.
It's nicely neither at home, Sam, because they're playing in Ohio, Canton, Ohio. And I'm looking forward to seeing Lamar Jackson, Roquan Smith, and every other bottom feeder roster bubble squad player we've got going, because I have missed football.
Nearly back, and
January, September.
Our viewers on YouTube will be able to see right now what Mr. Sam Aykroyd is wearing. It is, I think it's fantastic, and it's the colours just go, Sam. It is the birthday present given to him by me and Si. It is his Kirk Cousins Washington Redskins jersey. There you go.
Very nice.
It pops off you, mate.
Looking grand.
Yeah, it's a nice fit. It looks out on it there, I suppose.
Just guess, mate.
Have you, in any way, wearing that top, felt a little bit more racist?
Not just felt it, I've acted it.
Have you?
Yeah, gone around just...
At
work?
At work.
At Harvey Nicks, really?
Just on the bus, just generally anyone with any sort of vaguely non-white skin colour, I'm just picking them.
Have you wavered in your allegiance? Because you're very flaky, aren't you? Let's be honest.
No, still very much firmly a Saints. The weird thing that happened on my birthday is I seem to get t-shirts that make me look like a racist. So there's this one you two got me.
Yeah.
And then my mum bought me a Jamie Vardy t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, which could be interpreted a certain way, couldn't it?
As a big Halifax Town fan, a big Jamie Vardy fan as well. But yeah, Jamie Vardy with his arms outstretched, celebrating a goal for Leicester, is it? Sadly, not Halifax Town, which would have made it perfect. Just emblazoned on front of St George's Cross, and yeah, it definitely makes me look like
Brexit material,
fan of the Football Lads Alliance and all that shite.
Yeah, that's
so it's not going to get many airings, that one.
Well, we're on a birthday run at the moment. Sam's last week. I've got mine coming up in
a couple of
days' time. Depending on when you listen to this, it may have passed. Listeners, thank you for your best wishes.
I mean, get him a cake or anything, because we're poverty stricken.
Nah, listen.
We'll have the cake next week.
I'd ask for much, mate. I'd ask for much. And this is my last pod for about a month, as I'm off to the Edinburgh Fringe once again. Bonnie, Scotland, taking my show Gypsy Queen on the road. Assembly George Square, Garden, Studio 5, 20 past 1 if anyone
He's got that written down right there.
Popping along to see me on the stage. You're very, very welcome.
Well, don't worry, mate, we've got it all in the hand, haven't we, Sam?
Oh, have you? Yeah, I look forward to seeing this.
Yeah, we can fill August with all sorts of crap, don't worry about it.
Oh, well, you can fill anything with crap.
You're not going to want to come back, mate.
Yeah, believe me, I've considered it. What have we got for you on this Collapsing Pocket? Well, we have got, after our success last year in predicting...
Sorry to interrupt, but I just noticed you've got a Champions League football on your keyring, which I find very ironic.
No,
when did you get that? 2000?
No, I got that...
Istanbul, you got it in Istanbul, mate?
No, that is an omen of what is to come.
2006.
No, I got that...
Shocking behaviour.
I got this free from a hotel in Bath where I was staying for a wedding.
Oh,
where they were doing
the hotbed of Champions League football, Bath. Yeah,
it was last year. They were doing a big promo because it was in Cardiff, was it not? In 2017. I missed what Sam just said, so I'm going to carry on regardless. But yeah, I nabbed it. I said, "Go on, here's a free keyring."
It was 06 Everton, wasn't it? your
Our
year?
famous Champions League
Villarreal.
that was ended by Villarreal controversially was, yes, the
Controversially, we've just been better than you, or
well, no.
because
No. Do you not remember the game? Do you not remember the game?
Not just better.
No, do you not remember the game? We lost the first leg 2-1 at home. We're playing in Villarreal.
Right, you can't do that in Champions League, mate.
We're 1-0. Ball goes in. Duncan Ferguson scores a perfectly good header to put us 2-1 up. Pierluigi Collina, the so-called best referee in the world, blows
Took
up.
objection to that elbow he shoved.
There
through
was
his
no
defender's-
elbows. His elbows went before him, though. I do think, Sam. I think he'd been told to mark that card.
just the whole notion of Big Duncan Champions League just didn't quite sit well with Collina. I think that's probably the issue.
Possibly what it was. Finest striker of his generation.
Sorry to
when
interrupt.
he was on it was Duncan Ferguson. When he was on it on the pitch, that is, which wasn't very often, sadly. But there you go.
Duncan Ferguson, prisoner number 24601.
No, I can't deny any of it. There you go. Where were we? I was leading nicely into
Yeah,
that.
you were,
and
yeah.
distracted me with
We're
some
doing the news.
usual rubbish.
Yeah, let's go on with the news, mate.
Well, yeah, and then we're basically what I was saying was, following our success last year in predicting the New York Giants' run to the Super Bowl, we've decided.
We didn't say Super Bowl, did
We
we?
said playoffs, didn't we? We've decided to give that exercise
We'll take it a step further,
a
yeah.
rerun, taking it a step further. So our feature this week, we are going to predict the playoff teams in each conference, and then we're going to do a little mini tournament, and we're going to run and see who we think
We're going to say who's going to win the Super Bowl, get your
who.
money down now.
We're going to predict who's going to be in the Super Bowl.
And if you thought Sam was an arsehole on these kind of segments, you're going to say nothing yet, because I've got something right up my sleeve. Don't you worry about that.
Excellent, excellent. Right, okay. But first, we are going to start with some news. Unfortunately, folks, we've got to start with some pretty sad news on today's Collapsing Pocket. We are talking about Tony Sparano, the former head coach of the Miami Dolphins, interim coach of the Oakland Raiders. He was the current Minnesota Vikings offensive line coach. He has sadly passed away at 57 years old of heart disease. A shock to everyone in the Vikings and indeed the NFL. So I talk a bit about Tony Sparano, particularly looking at the 2008 season where he was the head coach of the Dolphins.
He was named head coach of the Dolphins for the 2008 season. I think he lasted 4 years in Miami, and he was never regarded as a great head coach. To be honest, I think they missed out on some big names, as Miami always want to do. For instance, I think later on in the tenure they missed out on Jim Harbaugh, didn't they? They went after some big fish, they didn't get him. They got Tony Sparano. No one was overly enthused about the whole idea. They'd gone 1-15 the previous season, and he instantly turned that around to an 11-5 season and won the AFC East, which is the only time that Belichick and Brady have failed to win the AFC East in their tenure together up in Boston. So that's impressive in itself. Short guy, kind of a player's coach. They loved him. The players truly loved him. He was radical to some extent. He brought back the Wildcat offense, which is a college kind of offense whereby the quarterback just doesn't exist. The ball gets snapped. And this was, let's just say, it kind of all came together in a great game where they absolutely slapped the New England Patriots. 31-14 or something like that. Ronnie Brown catching the ball off from centre, scoring 5 touchdowns in that game off like 9 touches.
Wow.
Which is phenomenal.
He ran 4-3-1, didn't he?
He did, yeah, he threw one of them as well because as a Wildcat,
Yeah.
you know, they can dash the ball.
And this is quite a famous game, is it, in recent NFL history, just because of that use of the Wildcat?
Yeah, because no one was expecting it, and they used it ad hoc. It wasn't just Wildcat, Wildcat. They obviously had Chad Pennington on the centre at the time. So, and Chad Pennington, one of the nicest guys in football, he'll swear by it. Absolutely love the guy. He used to wear windbreakers, but short sleeve ones, which he looked well cool. He really did. Always wore tinted glasses. He had some kind of eye accent when he was at school or in younger life or something like that. Some kitchen accent, I can't remember what it was. But yeah, in general, just a character of the NFL. People loved him when he was at the Raiders. He managed to turn it round. I can't remember who he replaced. God almighty, the Raiders are one of the best franchises for sacking people halfway through a season. Sparano got promoted to head coach based on the fact that he coached the Dolphins in the past.
Just before Del Rio came in, wasn't it? I believe.
It could have been, it could have been,
and
they've gone on a 4-game losing streak, so he just took the ball and dug a big hole and buried it and said 4 games are gone, let's move ahead. And everyone got on board and had a reasonably good season. So I think it's just a sad time. Obviously, the Vikings have got a loss, the Sparano family have got a loss. just a nice guy and a character probably underrated in NFL history.
And our thoughts go to, of course, his family. And Sam, I will just say that I don't know about you, but I did enjoy Simon there describing the dolphins going after big fish. That just had a nice little ring to it.
I forgot about that.
I'd like to congratulate myself at this point for not making any Tony Soprano jokes.
No, it was much appreciated. It was much appreciated. There's a reason why I didn't come to you first on that.
I had a Tony Soprano shirt on today, didn't I? I look like him, like James Gandolfini,
Yeah.
and maybe in Get Shorty rather than
you did.
Sopranos.
I was surprised because
Certainly around the gut.
Yeah, definitely on the go. After what I ate today, I had so much crap today, it's untrue.
there was a lot of chocolate and ice cream going on there, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's a restaurant in Ancoats called Black Milk, which basically
Yeah.
has milkshakes,
Yeah.
desserts, and cereals in a bowl. And luckily for me, I opted for a regular bowl. You could pay £4 more and get an edible bowl.
Cereal? You go out to buy cereal?
Yeah, it's got all cereals. Then it's got like Lion Bar bits and biscotti in it, and Reese's cupcakes and ice cream and sauce and whipped cream. And then you give you a little pot of milk to pour over the top of it, and you can have it in an edible bowl as well if you want. So when you bet it, you can eat the bowl as well. It's just ridiculously too much.
Insane. There you go. I haven't ever seen you in NFL sort of gear, so it was a surprise to me.
Or repping.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we've got some big fish getting paid right now in the NFL.
Great segue.
Thank you. It would have worked if I'd have got it in when we were talking about big fish, but that's fine. You win.
Yeah, we wreck it, yeah, mate.
You win some, you lose some. So we've had some big announcements regarding some contracts being dished out.
Not this way.
What's that?
Not this way. Some fuck all money this way.
We've not had anything, have we?
Looking forward to my t-shirt coming though from our
Yeah,
sponsor.
absolutely. Royal Flush Designs will be getting us our collapsing pocket t-shirts. We're looking forward very much to that. Size wearing the 2017 version right there.
That's made by SamCowell.com.
And he's flexing. Fantastic. Right, okay, Todd Gurley. He signed 4 years, $60 million with $45 million guaranteed. Saquon Barkley, he signed his 4-year rookie contract, $31 million, that's $20 million guaranteed. And how about this one? Sam's mate Brandon Cooks signing for 5 years, $80 million, $20.5 million guaranteed. Wow, I mean, the Todd Gurley one's interesting, isn't it, Si? Because at the moment we have a situation where Lev Bell was holding out for that kind of money, hasn't got it. Todd Gurley puts up a superstar season and he gets it straight away.
Kind of crazy. I mean, we also Todd Gurley was awesome last year, no doubt about it. The Rams don't seem too shy on spending money, whereas the Pittsburgh Steelers are a little bit more reticent to. I mean, there are extenuating circumstances, like we know Lev Bell's a bit more injury prone, despite Gurley coming into the league with ACL issues. We know that Lev Bell is suspension prone. I don't know if I've ever seen Lev Bell complete a season for one reason or another.
Fair.
There's that on the table. But Lev Bell transcends his position. And obviously, maybe the Steelers weren't quite willing to throw so much money at him until they saw that other people were starting to do so. Now you've got Gurley getting paid.
Maybe there's more money in Los Angeles than there is in Pittsburgh, as a rule.
Well, they're all under a salary cap, and Los Angeles have got a tight salary cap. There's no two ways about it. They must be backloading or front loading or working the salary cap quite well to fit all these contracts in. Because, like you said, they paid Brandon Cooks. They've still got to pay Aaron Donald.
Now that's the interesting one.
So I mean that's the key. Regardless, you've got Lev Bell in Pittsburgh. You've got DJ in Arizona, rubbing their hands now, thinking it's about time we got paid. Dave Johnson was supposed to be holding out. He's not doing. But he's going to be wanting a contract, it's going to be getting done. He's going to be commanding similar money. And Lev Bell, I think the ship has sailed for Pittsburgh and Lev Bell personally. But even so, you get to next off-season, if Lev Bell has a big year this year, which I think he personally will do, then some team somewhere is giving him good Todd Gurley money.
What we're essentially saying, Sam, is this is likely to be Bell's last season in Pittsburgh.
Well, I think we probably knew that before Gurley's contract was signed, didn't we?
I think so, yeah.
It's just it'd be interesting how this season plays out with him, if he's how much bad blood there is there.
I don't think there's room for it. I think Steelers are on a mission, and I think Lev Bell's got to prove to the free agency market that he is worth every single penny of what he's asking for.
Absolutely.
Just a little interesting spot. We've not spoke about Saquon Barkley, who's a rookie. He signed a big contract as well. What did the figures were? Did you say, Rob?
Well, he signed a 4-year deal worth $31 million with $20 million guaranteed.
Even that kind of money is going to bring a tear to Lev Bell's eye when you see a rookie running back who's never played down in the NFL. But just a little note on Sam's mate, Darius Guice. He got 4 years.
Okay.
Contract, $4.5 million rookie deal. So that's what spurious character concerns does for you.
Wow.
I mean, nothing proved yet, obviously.
Yeah.
Saquon looks a great prospect, but will there be that much difference in production between Saquon and Darius?
Well, I think Guys put up more yards at college than Saquon did.
I don't know that. He's pulling a face here like I should know.
But we're saying it's going to be close.
I think he did.
I think Barkley was definitely the better prospect going into the draft regardless, but Guys should have been a first round pick. He should have got a lot more money than $4.5 million over 4 years. And all of a sudden, are you really going to see a difference?
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if Geis was more productive than Barkley this season. He's working behind a better offensive line. He's got
a better quarterback. Which, it sounds counterproductic, but it isn't.
Yeah. No, totally.
Interesting.
They are different winning, but Saquon's got a lot more to his game.
Saquon again is kind of Zeke Elliott-ish.
Yeah.
But Guice has got 4 years to prove that he's worth a big contract, and that is going to be important.
And either way, he's an absolute steal.
Yeah.
Absolute steal at that price.
This money being offered to Brandon Cooks, this is a big statement from the Rams. As you say, Si, they've still got to find a way to pay Aaron Donald. And Sam, Brandon Cooks, he's been passed around a couple of clubs now. We know what he can do on his day. But that is a lot of money and a lot.
$16 million a year, I think it works out, doesn't it?
I feel like too much.
You're a fan of his, aren't you, Sam? But would you?
Well, not a huge fan.
He was a fan.
I've created this illusion of that you're some kind of truther.
But he's just got a bit of a one-note wide receiver, isn't he?
I don't think he's one though.
Is he a number one receiver? He's there getting number one receiver money.
There's one reason why he's not one receiver, and that's his size. But he's got the speed to take the top of the defence. He's got the stature and the quickness, which is different, to work on the inside if he has to. And we've seen him take huge contact hits despite his size and still spring up and get back on it.
What does say Julio Jones, Julio Jones?
He gets more.
Yeah, but how much more?
I don't know, man. I'm not the money man. I'm saying.
Or Tony Brown or whoever. Yeah, he's not that elite.
It's about when the contracts are signed,
right.
Isn't it? If the contract was signed a few years ago, Tony Brown,
But I think you've also got to factor in maybe the possibility of how valuable you are for your roster. So if you're looking at the Rams now, they're looking at themselves thinking, we are built to win now.
And we need to get in years, that's quarterback money, isn't it?
It's not far off. But I think every year everything more gets better, doesn't it?
But the thing with Brandon Cooks, they're paying him that money, possibly jeopardising any deal for Aaron Donald. Let Sammy Watkins go. Sammy Watkins is effectively the same kind of player, deep threat, take the top of the defence, as you say. Si, is Brandon Cooks worth that much more than Sammy Watkins?
Yes, and if you look at Sammy Watkins, he's not getting far off that in Kansas City. So he's on $15 million a year. So, yeah, he is better than Sammy Watkins, and I don't think they are the same kind of guy. I think Sammy Watkins, if he put it all together in one time, probably has a better repertoire of ability than Brandon Cooks, but he doesn't. He never has. Whereas Brandon Cooks has shown, I think he's shown 2 1,000-yard seasons
and
already.
He's durable. He's durable, Brandon Cooks.
Precisely, yeah. He's got it in his locker.
Okay, so we'll see what we think we know where that's going with Lev Bell. The Aaron Donald one is an interesting ship coming up.
I know.
Along the
horizon,
isn't it?
Just a quick one for you, Rob. Where would you, if they sell a nice landing spot for Lev Bell, be next year?
You're looking at me as though you're kind of saying, do you want me to say San Francisco? Is that what you're
saying?
I
don't know. I'm happy with Jeremy.
Yeah. Good question.
Who's willing to throw that
Miami?
Miami, are they willing to?
Miami, I considered.
They've got Kenyon Drake. I think they're quite happy with the running back situation. I'm looking for a team that wants to spend.
A win-now team.
The Rams like to spend money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're looking at a win-now team, aren't you? The Super Bowl window is open.
If the Cowboys, for instance, didn't have a running back, they'd well go after Lev Bell. They're like that kind of organisation. The only one
good running backs out there, isn't there?
The only one I consider would be Oakland Raiders, because at this point next year, will Lynch be there? Will Martin be there? Will any of those plethora of underwhelming running backs be there? They don't mind spending cash.
I think that's very fair sight. I can't think of anyone. The Indianapolis Colts.
They're definitely running back needy.
Would he go there?
He'll go anywhere, he
Yeah.
gets paid. I don't think he cares about winning, I think he cares about his money. Because, what was he, a third round draft pick?
Mm-hmm.
Or a second round draft pick was Lev Bell. He's not on his big contract. He's a bit like Geist.
Well,
he's proved it over 4 years.
Yeah.
And no
Will
one's
Las
given-
Vegas be able to afford him with their big money coach?
Oh, Las Vegas Raiders.
It will be,
How
isn't it?
much tax do you get in Las Vegas? That'll be significant. If they're a tax haven almost,
Yeah.
then they will get someone
That
like
would
Lev
be a
Bell.
boost,
Very
wouldn't it?
interesting. That's another interesting. Sorry, mate.
No, it's
Let's go.
cool. The only one I was thinking was the Houston Texans. Lamar Miller's possibly.
Well, the lad from Texas in the backfield as well, Donta Foreman.
He's struggling with injuries, the Dante Foreman. There's concerns over him coming back from that injury.
Bills might be looking for a winning back at that point.
Yeah, there we go. We've opened the.
He definitely did it.
Open Pandora's box there. Let's move very quickly on from that. Just before we start our feature, we're going to talk about a couple of retirements. Arguably, Si, when you talk about all-time greats at cornerback, Darrelle Revis would be in your top.
He'd be my top
5.
I've never seen a cornerback as good as him in my time of watching NFL football.
Revis Island.
Yeah. Now I saw a tweet out from one of my favourite NFL analysts. He's like 70 years old, so it's Gil Brandt. He's been a scout, he's been a coach, he's been
Done it all, hasn't he? Yeah.
And he said that, interestingly enough, the amount of interceptions, like ratio, whatever for Darrelle Revis doesn't even touch anybody in the Hall of Fame already. If he went in the Hall of Fame, it'd be the lowest ratio. And the reason for that is no one dared throw Darrelle Revis for about 6 years.
Yeah.
No one dared throw it. He would face one pass a game,
Yeah.
which is phenomenal. It's like we saw it with Sherman for like a short period of time in Seattle. Like no one could throw him. He didn't have to move around the field, Sherman, but whoever he was on him, no one dared throw him. And then when they did throw it to Crabtree, game over. And that was what it was like going up against the Jets, or the Buccaneers, or the Patriots, wherever Revis was, for 6 straight years, no one could throw on the man. I've never seen a guy take out. That's where the phrase Revis Island comes from.
Revis Island.
You just can't take him out.
Remarkable. And he goes, and he is joined by DeMarco Murray, Sam, who
Rings
was
a bell.
very, very productive running back over the past 5 years. Had a couple of really good seasons.
I would say Texas.
In Dallas, yeah, absolutely behind that line. Not such a good year in Philadelphia, where they kind of brought him in alongside Ryan Matthews.
Oh, that really vaunted
confused.
super team Chip Kelly era.
Yeah. And then he ended up, of course, in Tennessee, where I believe he was he the leading rusher a couple of years ago?
Underappreciated time in Tennessee.
Yeah, definitely. Our mate Robbie Pierce from our fantasy league, he's going to be absolutely gutted because he used to love drafting DeMarco.
Second round every year.
Second round every year, doesn't matter what his ADP was. He's been a good, solid running back, I'd say. Murray, he's been one of the better running backs in the league in the past 5 years. Underrated, as you say, Si.
Yeah, you got any thoughts, Sam?
Any thoughts on
He's
that?
not a Hall of Famer, is he? But fair play to him. Decent career.
Injury prone.
Yeah.
Always came back. One of my most impressive jobs at Tennessee was he knew what his role was. He was sharing the backfield with Derrick Henry, and I think he knew his time was up coming towards the end of the season. He went out and got Dean Lewis in free agency. He stuck around for a little bit, so if there was any interest in him for whatsoever, and as soon as he got to this stage where you're embarrassing yourself almost, cut his losses and said, I've had a great career and away I go. And he's a charismatic, smart, educated guy, especially for someone who went to Oklahoma at college. So he's got.
Apologies to Oklahomans listening.
He's got. I don't know if DeMarco himself is in Oklahoma. I just don't like those Sooners. But all I'm saying is he could have a career in television. As a running back, you've got to value your long-term health.
Yeah, totally.
And he's done enough in this league to make people think what an excellent career.
That 2014 season when he pretty much
Dallas.
ran the Cowboys into the playoffs, didn't he?
Right, that's the reason they went so hard after Zeke Elliott, because they saw what they could do with a good running back.
I believe he got Offensive Player of the Year that year.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, and he was well worthy as well. I mean, obviously you were behind that great offensive line, but that was a performance that obviously made him get big time division rival.
Excellent stuff. Right, folks. It's time. Shall we get stuck into it?
I've been looking
the road
forward to this.
Is it Atlanta? Are we this year?
It's Atlanta.
The road to Atlanta, as predicted by the Collapsing Pocket podcast.
Mercedes-Benz closing eye
The closing art. Yeah,
Just call it that.
Just call it that. The aperture.
It's not called.
What's the documentary on the building of that stadium?
So yours is called the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, but theirs is called the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've got several names for that.
Who do you think Mr. Mercedes-Benz prefers? Which of his two?
He died a long time ago, mate. He cares less. But no, the workings that stadium, it's going to be a hell of a show down there. It's an incredible place.
How do we want to do this, guys? Do we do we want to go from 6 up? Do we want to go around and pick out? We can go around and pick who we think is going to win each division, and then from the 2 wild cards.
Pick a conference first.
Yeah, conference first. Do you want to start AFC or NFC?
Let's
do AFC.
Let's get the dross out of the way.
Yeah, get the shit out of the way.
Well, a point worth mentioning is, isn't it? You know, we were saying we really struggled to kind of fill 6 teams in the AFC. But we were struggling to cut teams from the NFC.
Well, it was a bit of a theme last year about the gulf between the two conferences, about how much talent there is in the NFC and how little there is in the AFC. And it just feels like it's the gulf's increasing somehow.
Yeah, I would agree.
The teams in the top tier of the AFC, who we'll no doubt talk about, they can compete with the NFC, but there's not enough of them. Is basically what we're talking about here. There's too much doubt in the AFC.
And the NFC. They're both quite open in. Well, I'm going to throw this caveat in right now. It's really hard to predict. Nobody knows anything. It's one of our favourite phrases.
I wonder who's going to be the Giants of this year. We all had them win in the East.
But the two conferences are different. In the NFC, it's quite hard just to pick, like say, who's good enough.
Spoiler alert.
To get through.
I have not got the Giants making the playoffs this year.
And the AFC.
No way, really? Wow.
I thought about it. And the AFC is kind of who's bad enough, isn't it? So,
Alright, so do you want to do 6 to 1 or do you want to do 1 to 6? Because I think it's more interesting the lower the seed.
I agree.
Start at the top. Who's our number 1 AFC pick? Because I've not gone who you've gone for.
Well,
that face you pulled instantly makes me think you went par for the course.
I went par for the course. I literally, my notes are AFC East, number 1 seed Patriots, because it's the AFC East that I think the Bills have gotten significantly worse. I don't think the Dolphins have gotten any better. The Jets are the Jets. Do you think the Dolphins have got better by getting rid of Ndamukong Suh and who else did they let go? Landry.
I think they've got better in terms of team perspective than the Dolphins. And I do believe the Jets got better, but I don't think they've come anywhere close to competing.
Given, I mean, okay, sometimes the Dolphins can upset the Patriots, but you're talking about giving the Patriots 5-6 wins there to start with. That should just be enough for me, really.
But, to be honest, man, that was almost my way of thinking.
Yeah.
Until I overthought it.
Oh, go on.
My number 1 seed, as Sam is nodding, looking at me, he agrees. Pittsburgh Steelers, the AFC North.
The G one, aren't they?
Yeah, the 12 months late perhaps, but I really expect to see this uber talented roster dominate the AFC this year. You know, we've got Lev Bell, who's got a point to prove. I think he's going to whoop the life out of it. I don't. Obviously, the Steelers aren't going to retain him. They're going to they're going to run him into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
They've got no Martavis Bryant to fucking worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Big Bren's got a fire lit under his ass. You know, just as much as the AFC East is dog shit, the AFC North could be just as bad as well. And they've also got the unconvincing AFC West in the schedule as well, which I know the AFC West is a funny one. We'll get to it. I just can't.
Yeah.
We don't know what they are.
We don't know what a lot of those teams are.
Yeah, and I agree with that. It could be a very underwhelming division this year. For a division that was quite tight last year.
Yeah.
There's going to be a big boy rematch with the Patriots. I don't know what week that comes in, but it's happening.
Well, that was their one.
And that was
the one game that, yeah.
But give me the Steelers 14-2. It's number 1 seed.
Interesting. So
I went Steelers.
Steelers number 1 seed as well.
How do you know? Yeah, New England too. I guess
you've got.
We got New England too as well, Sam.
And you got Steelers too, I take it. No.
No. I've
bought into your hype.
No. I've stuck with the Jacksonville Jags.
What? Controversy.
I've stuck with the Jacksonville Jags at number 2, despite Bottles. The Jags have
damn right,
an AFC powerhouse. And in fairness to Bottles, we saw something funny at times last season. It's hard not to bang on about how good that defense looks. The wide receiver options continue to look uninspiring that they did last year in the Jags made the championship game. Lenny Fournette needs to be the man again, stay on the field, but I think the Jags will consolidate. rather than slip back.
Fournette, he didn't quite manage a full season last season. He has to do another full season.
And I don't know, he can say be the man again when he averaged 3.8 yards a carry last year. I thought it was a bit underwhelming, to be fair, on Fournette.
I think there were plenty of occasions in which Fournette won games for the Jags. I think...
Were there as many occasions that Fournette won the games as Bortles lost the games?
Yes, I would say there were. I can remember several occasions in which Fournette ran several, not seven.
Several means 7, doesn't it?
No.
It means nearly 7, so 6.
I can think of at least 6 games in which Fournette ran through. I just think that defence is that damn good, and it's gotten better, hasn't it? I might expect Miles Jack to step up more this time round. They've got the best cornerback arguably in the game.
The amount of Jacksonville Jaguars fans on Twitter that I appease.
Oh, listen
Oh God, and they got home field advantage for the playoffs.
That's not, to me, that's not a team slipping right now.
Right. Well, I've got them slipping.
I've got them slipping.
Okay.
But we'll probably come back to them slipping. So we'll come back to that. So number 3, you've got Pittsburgh.
No. What's wrong with it?
Why are you guys whispering on a podcast? Like, this is all fun for me, but people hear.
What's wrong with you?
I think
you've got them winning that division.
I've got the Steelers winning the AFC North, but I do. I think
Well, they're not good. As the goddamn Los Angeles Chargers, which I take all 3 as have got us for number 3
I've
seed.
got the LA Chargers.
I've got them at 3 as well.
Tell me why, boys. Make me feel good. Come on.
It's because you keep telling me they're really good at it.
That's the only reason.
No, I think that, like you said, I think they're probably in that division. There's question marks over everyone. I think they've got the smallest question mark. Mm-hmm. It's more of a case of just getting everyone on the field fit for a sustained period should be enough in that.
Yeah.
With the rest of the boys there, they've got huge question marks at quarterbacks, and defense has been taken apart a little bit on a few of them.
And then one franchise is bringing in the geriatrics.
That's it. I mean, I've got the Chargers. It's about time, surely. You know, a top level quarterback, running back and wide receiver, an incredible looking defence. For me, the Chargers finally be the best of the West and give Rivers another well-earned shot at the playoffs. I think the Southern
fluff.
Well, we'll see, won't we? I think the Southern charm is thanks to that side. I think the Southern vulnerability is exposed in the Chiefs' defence, and the uncertainty of Mahomes has opened the door for the Chargers to take this division.
There's only one thing that concerns me, being this confident about the Chargers, and that's based on their ability to snatch defeat. The jaws of victory over and over again, as all my sporting teams do.
I've got a feeling we may have had it in the playoffs last season.
That's it.
Just going to pull you up on that. All your sporting teams snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah.
I said, when were Preston last anywhere near the jaws of victory?
Yeah. Every time we finish 7th, it's basically snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. That sounds like a good season, but actually,
were you ever 6th, or did you kind of work your way up to 7th? Because that's not quite.
No, we've been in the playoffs loads of times.
We've lost it all the time to Sheffield United, but going back about half a decade here at least now.
Over the course of my Preston North End sporting career.
In fairness, isn't there a stat that Preston have lost more playoff finals than any other team?
I think we won the last one 4-0 like I predicted, but yeah, it was awful. Anyway, getting back to
it. There we go.
Chargers for the number 3 spot for a lot of us. So that means that you got Pittsburgh for his number 4 seed.
Yeah. Did you have a look at the schedule?
It's not easy.
AFC North takes on the NFC South.
I did look at it.
I think they could lose. I think they're well capable of losing 3 games there. The Steelers. Look, the Steelers are brilliant, but the Steelers have been brilliant for years now. They've had Bell, Brown, and Roethlisberger for years.
This is the swing point, because you said the Steelers. They have this penchant, or
they
ability to lose silly games.
They lose silly games.
They'll continue doing it, and we've gone. It's about time the Steelers haven't done
Let's see.
And they take it.
I think possibly know it's their last chance. I think Juju as well is going to have a little bit of a breakout. I think Mike.
Well, now Martavis is completely off the scene. Yeah, he could do. Yeah.
I wonder if they'll lose some games in their division. I think the Ravens and the Bengals play them tough every time. I think those 2 teams have gotten a little better.
The Bengals don't touch them. The Ravens play.
Bengals playing tough. Bengals playing tough. It'll be interesting to see.
Garbage side. So number 4.
Even the Browns are playing tough. I just think if the Steelers have that penchant for losing silly games, throwing some tough. I think the AFC West. I think there's some tough matches still in there. The Chargers, no less. They'll lose to the Patriots.
You're going to get beat there big time.
They'll lose some of those NFC North games. I just think by virtue of that, they'll slip down to 4th. I believe the Chargers and the Jags have a slightly easier schedule. That's my belief.
So we've all got the Patriots, the Steelers, and the Chargers in the top 4.
Also,
Division
sorry guys, the Ryan Shazier thing is a big thing, isn't it? Can the Steelers replace Ryan Shazier?
Yeah, it could be a tough one for them, to be fair, on that defence.
That's another thing I'll throw in there. But, I've still got them winning the division.
Bad news for you, Wardy.
Go on.
I disagree with you about who's winning the AFC South, mate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've not got Jacksonville.
Okay.
10-6 record, I've got the Houston Texans, pal. Come at me all you want, but there's no way I trust Blake Bortles led Jaguars more than Deshaun Watson led Texans. I know we've got an elite defence.
How many ACLs down now?
I know we've got an elite defence in Jacksonville. I know we have possibly the best in the league, but with JJ Watt and Jadeveon Clowney on the Texans defence, we're talking top 5, top 6 defence for the Texans. And then we're looking at a quarterback in Deshaun Watson who can win any game and shoot out
number 2 ranked quarterback in the NFL. So
according to you, yeah.
What's the only important ranking?
I'd be worried I think the Texans are definitely making the playoffs, and if they don't, then Bill O'Brien's lost his job. But I think they're definitely making the playoffs, and if they do, I would not want to play them.
No, I agree. I wouldn't want to play them. I have got them finishing in the playoffs. I've got them at 5th. So I've
got Jacksonville 5, I've got Houston 4.
So we flipped it there. I've
got Jacksonville 5 as well.
Oh, okay.
Deshaun Watson, I am all in on him. I think he's going to have an absolute electric.
Maybe I'm playing. I'm playing it a bit safer. I
don't think you're playing it safer. I think you're very high on the Jags, and that's a reasonable position to be in.
Deshaun Watson, I think, looked brilliant, but it's now two ACLs.
19 touchdowns in 7 games.
Bit of concern. That's
6.5
before his second ACL went. How many players have come back from 2 ACLs and really done it again? And this is
in today's modern sporting world, it's not an issue, is it?
Okay, so I'm just going to carry on after. I'm not quite sure what that comment's about.
It means people coming back from ACLs are much more common nowadays. I think medical science really picked up.
Oh, okay.
I've got to be honest.
Thanks, Dr. Aykroyd, for that.
Whatever order you put them in, I'm not surprised that all 3 of us have come up with the top 5 in the AFC as the same 5. Because they're the only 5 that I looked at and thought, you're in the playoffs.
Definitely.
I could not. The 6th.
The interesting one is
I'll let you two just talk.
Can I just make one more point about the Texans? For me, the other area of weakness is in the secondary. Honey Badger's got to have to be Honey Badger, vintage Honey Badger, because those corners, they haven't, for me, replaced AJ Bouye, who went to the Jags.
Right. Kevin.
But as you say, Si, when you've got Merciless and JJ Watt and Clowney going at the quarterback, you can cover for a weaker secondary, can't you?
So the interesting bit then on the AFC is this might be where we all separate out. Is number 6.
Yeah. Okay.
Be interesting. Are we all?
I'm definitely going last on this because I'm.
What should we say we've got? I've got Baltimore. Rob?
I've got the Chiefs. I stuck with the Chiefs.
I've got the Cleveland Browns.
Oh no! What?
Fuck it, why not, right?
I've got to hear this.
No, in fairness, a lot of green shoots there.
I couldn't.
I mean, there's a lot of green shoots there.
I'm being a bit tongue in cheek here, but I couldn't decide between the Chiefs, Broncos, Titans, or Ravens. Because for me, they're the 4 historically, past 2-3 years, reasonable options for this spot.
Yep.
So I gave it to a franchise that hasn't had any luck go their way for decades. Okay, I know the one caveat for me is I don't like Hugh really. I don't know if he's got it within him. 1 win in 2 years. Don't matter how bad your roster is.
Yeah.
That's bad. But you look at the roster from top to toe. How far off can they be now? You know what I mean? The competitive. I do not rate the Bengals whatsoever. I think the Ravens could have a year of flux, possibly. I am being a bit glib with this. And I do like the idea that I put the Chargers in the 3C, so whoever they're playing the 6C will be playing the Chargers. So the Chargers having a home game against the Browns will be lovely. Thank you very much.
Absolutely beautiful when they beat you in that.
I'm just saying this could basically. I've picked the Browns because I do like the idea of Baker Mayfield coming in and showing the whole world. Well, if Tyrod Taylor can't do it,
I think Cleveland beat you in their 116 season.
They did.
Yeah, sure. They're 1 win.
The Cleveland Browns represent anybody who gets hot in the AFC who you don't expect. So it could be the Colts, it could be the Oakland Raiders, it could be the Dolphins.
It couldn't be the Raiders.
Well, it could be the Raiders just as much as it could be the Browns. Is my point.
No, I think it's much more likely to be the Browns than the Raiders. I would say, and also, like I say, the Colts there.
But the 4 I came up with: the Chiefs, Broncos, Titans, Ravens. Very easy to say those. 2 of them went to the playoffs last year. One of them 3 years removed from a Super Bowl performance. The other one, the Ravens. you know, everyone gets excited about the Ravens every year.
I'm not excited
Explain
about
yourself.
It's just that mean old D. You know, could probably be enough to end that
It's
division
old.
as well.
It's old, isn't it? That's what got me a
Maybe
little bit.
Baltimore, yeah. I mean, they improved the wide receiving core. We all seem to think they've improved there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Flacco's
They've got the O-line's improved as well. They got Thingo's come back, whose name has escaped me on their O-line. Carry on, I'll research it. But carry on, I'll research it.
Basically, Sacco's got a lot more support than he did last year, and were they playoffs last year? Or just missed out by a game.
just missed out, didn't he, when Andy Dalton took him to the woodshed in the final game of the season.
So yeah, I just think
Marshall Yanda is what I was
Yanda,
thinking
yeah.
of.
I just think they'll just grind their way to about sixth place. I think.
Interesting, I like that. I personally think the Cincinnati Bengals may be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year.
Interesting.
How about you? What did you say?
Well, I went for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think it's a reasonable shot.
Yeah, I guess I've played it safe a little bit because they've been there, they've done it. I trust Andy Reid. Not far behind the Chargers. Not too far. Perhaps a slide back this year. Defense has probably gotten worse. We have to say over the past 12 months. Eric Berry is due to return. That should provide a boost. No matter how much we like to look at Pat Mahomes, you've got to expect some errors. And this is a Chiefs team that's played for so long with Alex Smith, who's one of the safest quarterbacks in the league. Not sure how that will affect the equilibrium. I don't think it's enough to cost them a playoff spot. Hunt, Kelsey, Watkins and Hill looks very juicy, doesn't it, on paper.
Doesn't scare me though as a Chargers fan.
No, well that four as a I think it's a pretty.
Doesn't scare me for some reason.
It's pretty. I don't know. What do you reckon, Sam?
Streaky.
Hunt, Kelsey, Hill and Watkins.
Hunt was definitely streaky last year. Went for a good first 5 games.
I think Hill as well. He'll rip.
Obviously a rookie, so
A
you can give
rookie.
him that.
But Tyreek Hill as well. I think he'll absolutely tear again.
Well, Tyreek Hill's just his individual moments, isn't he? That's the way the guy is, and you can face that. Kelsey, I think, for some reason, he's so susceptible to a big hit. He could be knocked out of the game.
Been called out there, big soft lad. I agree with
I
that.
don't think he's a soft lad. He's a tough guy. He plays football, but it's one big hit, and he kind of, I don't know, he struggles with concussions. I think's my point.
Just the thought Sam calling Travis Kelsey a big soft lad. Sorry, that one.
Stand by that. Right, so that's
there
it.
we go. So we've got our 6 in the AFC.
Shall we do our just runs through now for the AFC?
Should we do the AFC playoff run?
Because this is conjecture at best, isn't it? At this point, we're having it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So-
yeah,
so-
yeah.
Well, yours is definitely conjecture, mate.
So what I had to do first of all was work out how.
How it worked.
yeah.
Because I originally just had one playing 6, but that's not how it works. Is it?
No.
I genuinely had to look this up.
You're an idiot.
But anyway, so I've got Houston will be playing Jacksonville, and I had Jacksonville's coming out on that. I think just their defence has been a bit too much in playoff football, just the way they work.
So you think who? Sorry.
Jacksonville will overcome Houston.
I agreed in that because
Despite the fact you think that Houston
Yeah.
are
Throughout
better
the
than
league.
Jackson.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
in playoff football.
playoff football, you run the ball, you've got good defence, and I agree with Sam. I've got Jaguars doing the Texans in their own back.
And that will have them meeting Pittsburgh, and on the other side of it, you'll have.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to quickly back to it. You'll have the Chargers playing Ravens, which will be a big old showdown at the Carroll household.
It would.
And again, going playoff football defence, Baltimore will grind a result out there. What's the Simon Shaguin?
There we go.
So that's your wild
It's all right,
card.
mate.
That's your wild
So then
card.
I'll just quickly see, you'll see Jackson visiting Pittsburgh, Baltimore visiting
New England.
Okay.
Now, I had Jacksonville beating the Steelers again with their defence. I just think as much as I think over
The prime for player football.
I think they'll play offside Jacksonville. I think it's going to really help them at the moment. And then going along with the narrative that Simon likes to talk a lot about, the only team that's not scared of Foxborough, Baltimore.
True story.
True story.
They're gonna nick a win there, and also we all know New England Patriots are down.
No, that's right. Okay, so you've got the Ravens going.
I like
Okay.
it as we all know every time.
So the Ravens who snuck
So-
into 6th spot are now going to Foxborough
Championship game.
and taking out. Okay.
Championship
And they
game
go to the 5th spot
Okay.
in Jacksonville.
against Jacksonville. Yeah, 5 playing 6 in this. This is interesting. This is how garbage the AFC is. It's a garbage league. And then Jacksonville will win that.
Interesting. Very similar to Sam. I've got the Chargers beating the Browns in the wild card, and I've got the Jaguars beating the Texans away. I think Steelers will overcome the Jaguars. And because I'm a Chargers fan, I think Chargers will do the Patriots. I think Philip Rivers is not going to be intimidated one bit. I know I said that the Ravens were one of the only teams you can go to Foxborough and win. But I think the Chargers play good as well. I've just never seen it because we've never got there.
Yeah, okay.
But I really think that they would not care whatsoever. And then you got the Chargers Steelers in the AFC Championship game. And yeah, I think the Chargers are going to win that too. So there you go.
Interesting. Okay. Well, could be boring. Chargers. Well, I've got the Chargers at 3 against the Chiefs in 6. I've got the Steelers in 4 against the Texans in 5. I think they'd be quite juicy games, those two. And I've got the Chargers and Steelers both progressing in those cases. Then we get to divisional round weekend, I guess it should be. I've got the Pats as the 1 seed against the Steelers as the 4 seed. The Steelers don't win in Foxborough.
Fair point.
I've got the Pats going through to the
Steelers definitely need to be a seeded higher than the Pats.
They need to avoid the Pats, don't they? I've got the Pats advancing to the championship game yet again. And then I've got the 2-seeded Jaguars against the 3-seeded Chargers, 2 best defences in the AFC. Going head to head, and this is where I think the fact that the Chargers have got an actual quarterback might help them overcome the Jags. And
the Jags will get about maybe 3 or 4 pick sixes in that game.
Tell you what, Casey Hayward and if he's back, Jason Verrett, they'll be licking their lips, wouldn't they, as well?
Yeah, we're going to take them apart.
And then I've got the Pats versus the Chargers in Foxborough in the championship game, and I went for the Pats.
Oh, what? You went so close!
I was trying all along, I was going, no, let's knock the Pats out. I'm going, they're not going to lose at home to the Steelers.
We're going to take them right out. Oh my God,
it may well happen. There we go. Sorry to be boring and predictable. So I had Pats Chargers, you had Steelers Chargers, Si had Steelers Chargers, Sam had
Ravens
Jags.
Right.
And in real life, Sam,
Just so you know,
a Raven and a Jaguar. Who would you really
the
on?
Jaguar.
And just like his own.
Yeah, but again, just a reminder to our listeners here, the 2 people laughing at my prediction of Jacksonville, Baltimore there. Also very confident on New York Giants being in the playoffs last
So are
year.
you.
What's
True
your point?
The point is you're very confident on this.
True that.
None of our opinions matter is what we're laughing at.
Nobody knows.
Knows anything, but we have fun
And then,
proclaiming
speaking
nothing.
of not knowing anything, NFC, goodness me.
It's so difficult. It's so difficult.
I know it.
This is proper pin stick.
I've thought about it and I know it.
You know it. You've got it. The thing is, if you put some of these teams in other conferences, certainly in the AFC, God,
This is like calling the Grand National way. It's just don't trust anyone who think who's.
Well, let's give it a go, shall we?
I'm worried about this. I thought I've nailed it. Number 1 seed, Falcons, job done. NFC South.
And the number 1 seed is the Falcons.
Yeah, without doubt.
I've got a different bird. But go on.
To consider a 10-6 season a drop off tells you everything you need to know about how talent level on the Falcons team as far as I'm concerned. The move to Shanahan, from Shanahan to Sarkisian, that wasn't smooth, we know it.
Right.
But I guarantee that offense will be better this year. I'm not saying it's going to be Shanahan levels, but it's going to be good. Let's face it, they've got too much talent in that offense now. Julio, yeah, he's holding out. That's the one wild card I don't really like, him holding out. He's looking for payday. But you've got Julio, you've got Sanu, you've got Calvin Ridley, the young lad. You've got a dual threat running back system. You've got Matt Ryan, one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the league. How can you get that wrong in your second season as coordinator? I just don't see how you can. The defense, meanwhile, starting to look like Seahawks-esque, isn't it? Under Dan Quinn, really is. We saw what they did last year in the playoffs. They took further the closest out of any team. I just expect the Falcons. I really expect the Falcons to blow away teams this year. I'm talking 13-3 record, and that's only because of the NFC. If they're in the AFC, they're looking at almost.
You're really big on the Falcons.
Really big on the Falcons this year.
Yeah, interesting.
Putting it out there.
You said you had a different bird.
Different bird, yeah. Who in the real world?
In the real world,
would beat Falcons.
Would be any bird. I'm guessing you're going to say.
Well, it depends on the one you take, but generally they're like about twice the size of Falcon. But yeah, Philadelphia Eagles. Actually, they've not gone backwards, have they? Realistically, so no reason to suspect they wouldn't be the number 1 seed in this. So I don't think the division. I mean, it's not a gimme, but I don't think it's the toughest one there. I think question marks over the rest of the boys in that league, as competitive as it always is. Obviously the NFC East. But no,
I think it's fair. I think it's a fair take. I'll come to the NFC East myself when I get to it.
Okay. I've done someone different. So this is good. Yeah. I've got the Vikings as the top seed.
Really?
In
Wow,
the
that is
NFC.
that to me is a surprise.
Yeah, looking good. Upgrade on quarterback with the man who worked last season with Carson Wentz now running the offense. Their star running back Dalvin Cook, who went down after about 3 or 4 games last season, is back. The defense looks as mean as ever. They've got 2 receivers and a tight end who I think are all capable of reaching double-digit touchdowns.
And maybe 1,000 yard seasons, any one of them, even a tight end.
Yeah, quite possibly. One of the best head coaches in the league, I'd say. I don't see a weakness.
But they've got no offensive line coach without being glib.
That's true. That's a fair comment.
But no, I mean,
yeah, fair comment.
One thing, just for you, Sam.
Yeah.
Sorry, Robert. Is the Green Bay Aaron Rodgers back effect?
It's true.
That's difficult because
It's true.
just because I'm not saying Vikings talent-wise are up there with any of the teams in this NFC,
Yeah.
but to put them on 1 seed for me is a bit hard because they're going to go in toe to toe with the Vikings. With the Packers.
I don't think they fear the Packers. I
don't think they fear them.
Rodgers.
Oh, no,
and I think their defense is better than the Packers' defense.
Oh,
and I think
without doubt.
that's what it might come down to. Also, just in terms of the superstar teams and the Rams, the Falcons, who did you say, the Eagles. I was just looking again at schedule. The NFC North plays the AFC East. The Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins. They play the NFC West. The Cardinals, Seahawks, maybe not as strong as they once were, and just on the basis of that, and they just look like to me, season on season, this is a team that's making progress. That's how I saw it.
Well, those guys bring me to my number 2 pick, which is Green Bay Packers.
The minute because you loved the Vikings last year, and all it took was one miracle in Minneapolis.
So true.
Or whatever it was.
Bitter, sour.
No, I think it'll be tough, but I think with the goat back on the centre, if he gets a full season out of him, the number 2 seed. That's the end of it. They're a decent team around him. They're obviously they're not the most talented side.
You can't the rest of it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter in that situation.
He's awesome. My number 2 seeds completely different. The Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how a
They're
team.
my 3, but we'll go.
Yeah, I don't know how a team that talented last year has got better roster-wise, considering they're so flush with their cap, which they have. They've got it's completely star-studded. Very little salary cap. We've seen today how much they're spending on people. People they've already got, and they've still got Aaron Donald. All the time. I mean, I know they've lost a couple of pieces. They've lost the guy to Miami, who's got Robert Quinn, and they've lost Ogletree to the Giants.
Tremaine Johnson, didn't he as well?
Yeah, they've picked up people they need. So Brandon Cooks replaced Sammy Watkins. Marcus Peters and Akeem Talib. There's no quarterback duo in the league that's going to strike fear to any offense. Don't care who you are.
My question, sorry,
and one of the most innovative head coaches. Sorry, mate.
We're just going about the obviously that team full of stars, stacked talent with the salary cap. Does this mean their depth chart is shallow?
No, I think it's loaded, and I think they're going to struggle to keep everybody for a long time.
Okay.
They're going to struggle in 2 or 3 years when people want to be paid rather than be part of the Rams.
Okay.
To me, I don't know. It all seems a bit of a kind of like a fairy tale, but how do you bank against that team? They ripped teams apart. The year before they were atrocious, but 4 wins under Jeff Fisher, blah blah blah.
There's so much about Jeff Fisher.
And
so little about Jeff
within
Fisher.
just a culture change, just turned it around. It's
remarkable. It's remarkable.
I'm on board with that. They're my number 2 seed. So we're all kind of similar. I know.
Not to add 3 just because it's a tough division. I think
You got the Rams at 3.
You got the Rams at 3
because you've got Rob's boys.
I don't think it is that tough division if you're the level of the Rams.
And I think
really.
I think Seattle's still going to cause problems. I think it is a tricky division actually.
What have I got? I've got the Eagles are my 2. Reigning champs, look good for a playoff return. No major losses to speak of. Obviously, star players returning from injury, led by Carson Wentz. Add Michael Bennett to that elite defensive line. Alshon Jeffrey Zaka, touchdown machines, and I'm expecting a big leap from Nelson Aguilar this year. So that's why I've got the Eagles at 2. There's nothing between these top 3 teams for me. I've got the Rams at 3.
I agree. I've got
It's
the
just-
Eagles. I've got the Eagles at 3.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the only thing I would say about that NFC East is I think it's going to be a bit harder than other people think. I think we're going to see a rebound from the Giants. I think obviously you cannot discount the Cowboys, even though I imagine them propping up the division in my way of thinking.
Yeah.
They've still got Zeke. They've still got offensive line, and they're going to be very difficult to stop and chew up the clock. And they're going to chew up the clock like
they'll
they
be
like to.
tough to beat, won't they?
And to me, a dark horse in the whole thing. I've not got them in myself, but the Washington Redskins.
Yes.
The way they've improved that roster this off season, and the way they've gone about it in an unstated manner, very calm, very quiet, very deliberate. They're a team to beat anybody on the day, and that's one reason why the Eagles have just slipped a little bit.
Giants feel like a bit of a wild card in that, just
Definitely.
in terms of, well, you can just 3 names in
Yes.
Manning,
Yeah.
Beckham Jr. and
Yeah.
Barkley.
Yeah.
Two
Just,
names then. I'm not bothered about mine.
well, in terms of a quarterback who
Status.
can win games and knows how to manage,
Remembers how to maybe. Who have you got at 3 then?
I just said Rams is my thing.
So you got Rams,
My 1, 2, 3 is Philly, Packers, Rams.
and I've got Falcons, Rams, Eagles, and you've got.
Vikings, Eagles, Rams.
So quite similar. So in the 4th seed, I take it. Wardy, you going to the NFC South?
Don't worry, Sam. I've kept the faith.
Yes.
I've got the New Orleans Saints topping the NFC South. What have I said about the Saints? Essentially, if they hit on is it Marcus Davenport, who they gave away a lot for, of course, in the draft. But if he completes that one part of their game that's missing, I think this is a phenomenal team. Doesn't appear to be an obvious weakness. And improving defence will only help the 39-year-old Drew Brees continue to excel into the twilight of his career. They just look serious to me. They look the business.
And I assume you've got the Saints at 4 as well.
I'm winning that debate, but
The reason why they're at 4 for you is because we're in a tough division.
It's they kind of like each other, don't they? The NFC South, they'll lose games.
the Falcons have a major
Problem.
problem.
Yeah.
And that's why I've got them at 5.
So I got the Falcons top because I think maybe the Panthers regress a little bit. I don't think they've got worse over the off-season.
The Saints,
No, I think I'm talking about the Panthers. I don't think the Saints regressed too much, but I think the Panthers. I think they overachieved last year. If I'm going to be honest, from what they did. I think if they get the same record again, 10 wins, I think that'll be about right. And I don't think that's going to be enough in this NFC.
I think
Whereas I think 8-8 might be enough in the AFC.
Yes, yeah.
Tampa might step up a little bit as well.
I think once Winston gets back, that there's talent there. You know,
I think there's talent there, but I
only
think
3 to start.
I would not be surprised whatsoever if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah, it's just difficult to
The wild card race in the NFC is a proper crapshoot.
Wide open. So who
well,
have
it's
you got
the opposite.
for?
What's the opposite of a crapshoot? Because
Sure thing.
We shoot.
it's just crapshoot sounds like it's
What?
just the word crap in it.
It's got the word crap in it. Yeah.
But I mean, everyone's so the best of the rest, as it were.
A good shoot, then.
That's so,
technically,
yeah.
is the opposite of a crap
But
shoot.
there's so much talent.
There's
chasing up
abundance
for that
of
final
riches
six.
in the NFC.
There you go.
Number 4, I obviously
It's like-
NFC North for me, so I've got the Vikings, just eking out the Packers. Obviously, we know about the depth of the roster. Far, it's just
It's hard to find a real weakness, isn't it?
there's just the balance of the Vikings roster. I think
Yeah,
he
beautifully.
ekes out the Packers for me,
Yeah.
Sam. I know you went for Packers because of Aaron Rodgers and you love him, and I love Aaron Rodgers too. But the question mark is obviously Kirk Cousins. Can he take him to the next level? Is he what we thought he is? He's obviously not Aaron Rodgers, but no teams are stacked with young and up and coming talent on both sides of the ball as the Vikings. The Vikings also, I think, with the Packers and sneakily the Bears, and even more sneakily the Lions maybe, that is a tough division to get separation from, and I think that's why I put them at 4th. I reckon they go 11-5, say. Whereas I think the Falcons 13-3, I think the Rams 13-3 because the Rams are playing the Cardinals, Seahawks and 49ers, and obviously I don't think any of those teams are mugs. But I don't think they're in the same division, the same league as some teams. And the Eagles I've got 11-5, and I've got the Vikings 11-5, which is interesting because at 5 seed, you guys picked the Saints to win the South. I picked the Saints to come up. They've got a 12-4 record.
So you got those having a better record.
Better record than Philly and
seeds.
Minnesota, but not as good as Atlanta. And I think they're going to be hot again. I think just a victim of a tough division, like I've mentioned. And they're going to be on the road in the playoffs. Obviously, that's not ideal for Drew. But just to share off the Falcons, they're still stacked on, ready for an assault on that trophy. Both sides of the ball looking good. don't think they're going to miss England for 4 games really. But I don't think they're going to see the instant impact from this year's rookie class like they did last year. And I think that might just be the little difference.
Interesting.
So you got your 5. These are the best. The 5 and 6 are the best ones.
I said 5 Falcons. So what have you?
Oh right, so we're all good. Yeah.
I've got Falcons at 5. Yeah. But it's a similar thing actually. So I kind of could imagine them having a stronger record than some of the teams in the top of the division.
So I can only assume you've got the Vikings at 6 then to finish it off.
Don't have the Vikings.
You did the Vikings.
Whoa, okay, yeah.
Like I said, I don't know how they separate. What if everyone gets the same records? I don't know, separated like divisional and then.
It'll be a head-to-head record, divisional record, all kinds of things. What are you fancying?
Just like I said,
I think he's bought in a little bit to some hype, haven't you?
Well, I vibed it a little bit, but yeah, I put the Niners down.
Yeah, I knew it!
Oh, hello!
He's secretly falling in love with Jimmy G.
Oh, Sam.
And Mike Shanahan.
Sam, talk to me.
Well,
I'm interested.
I think with that, you have got the offensive organisation, shall I say, caused a lot of damage to teams, and you've got quite a nasty. Is it front 7? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, he listens.
Listens to us.
He doesn't listen back to the podcast, but he listens at the time.
But Rob's going to say, it's still transitional and probably working towards a year or 2 away. But I just think it might just click with Shanahan.
I would not be unhappy if it did. I would look forward to it. I like the dynamism he's bringing in there, like he has in his previous offences. Jerick McKinnon in that offence is going to be fun to watch.
But
I know Warrior's keeping his eye on him for fantasy purposes, no doubt.
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying about that. He's definitely going to go now when Sammy comes round to it.
If the top 4 isn't, then the 2 wild cards are certainly going to come down to, I think, 2 or 3 plays of the season.
Oh yeah, this is the beauty of the NFC.
Yeah.
I could not wait to start watching football this
It's
year.
extraordinary. I've got the Packers getting in there at 6 on the strength of Aaron Rodgers.
And so have I, mate.
There you go.
Literally,
there you go.
Nothing else to say about
That's just that, isn't it?
But I don't know any situation or any scenario that is going to keep Aaron Rodgers out of the playoffs this year.
No. And the one thing I would say as well is Mike Pettin's coming, hasn't he?
Got it in my notes, mate. Yeah.
That defence should be better, and they spent a lot of draft capital on that.
Got to be better than the Dom Capers era. They're kind of stagnant under Dom, and they're not in a division where you can afford to be. It doesn't matter what your quarterback is. They got found out. Even with Aaron Rodgers in the team last year, they were not.
Well, he was dragging him, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and he was struggling a little bit because people cottoned on now. You can't. Back in the day when he was dragging the team to victory, Rodgers, he was up against an inept Vikings, Bears, and Lions. He's not up against inept Vikings, Bears, and Lions anymore.
And in fairness, we should also throw a mention here, I think, on the NFC North to the Lions and the Bears. If you'd have put them in some AFC divisions, I would be putting them in the playoffs. Even the Bears, who I know it is a bit of the unknown.
No,
but,
I completely agree.
I
completely agree.
There we go.
Yeah. Probably mention a few other names on that, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Niners for sure.
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Make hay in the AFC.
Yeah, Redskins. I mean, I've got the Redskins just missing out. I'm with you, Si. I like the Redskins this year. So
a quick one to the
NFC run.
Break it down, Sam.
How are
New Orleans
Saints going to make it to the Super Bowl? So first, as only finishing 4, unfortunately, you have to play Atlanta again.
Unlucky.
So that'll be 3 from 3 against Atlanta. Well done to the boys in the arc there, and that would have them visiting Philadelphia. On the other side of it, you have the Rams hosting your boys San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
You
were going to come across by that line big time.
That's okay. That is happy to be there.
So where do the Rams go?
The Rams will be going to Lambeau.
So the Rams at Packers and the Saints where? Sorry.
Philly.
Interesting. So I assume you've got the Saints winning.
And the result of this is two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time going head to head as Drew Brees squares up against Aaron Rodgers. Championship game.
I would love to see.
Who wins that, mate, in your eyes?
Well, I think, interestingly, although we'll obviously be all about quarterbacks, certainly in the pre-match build-up, it's going to be all about quarterbacks, isn't it?
Of course.
But it's going to be won on the deck, and it's going to be won by New Orleans Saints.
So let me get this straight. You've got the Saints getting through a very tough NFC to face the Jacksonville Jaguars in the Super
The
Bowl.
Saints and the Jags is Sam Aykroyd's
That's
Super
how
Bowl
it's
prediction.
panned out, yeah.
There we go.
Panned out, yeah. But let's find some kind of poxy ass team in the AFC. Wasn't hard. And we'll put them in the Super Bowl against my boys. Oh, look at that.
Well, you say epoxy ass team, we described earlier as the best defence in the NFL. But, well, yeah, sure, epoxy ass team if you like, however you want to phrase it.
Mine lined up with the Packers going to the Eagles, and I think the Packers win that because I think Aaron Rodgers can go on the road and beat anybody. That's the way he is. I've seen his throws in the playoffs, and it was ridiculous. That was Jared Cook just sticks in my mind.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of
Big
it.
beauty.
I've got the Saints going to the Vikings and winning isn't a revenge game. Which
The Saints going to the Vikings and winning.
I think that's going to be an awesome playoff game, that, if
Okay.
it happened.
Okay.
That leaves me with the Packers going to the Falcons, which I think is one step too far for the Packers. I think the Falcons are just going to be brilliant. The Saints going to the Rams, again, that is going to be... I couldn't call it, but just for the sake of it and annoy Sam, I went for the Rams.
I thought you
Literally, that is going to be toe-to-toe... literally...
It's just everything going on in that
vitriol,
game.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Two coaches who do not mind digging into their bag of tricks for that one. So you end up with the Rams at the Falcons in the championship game.
Nice.
And I've got the Falcons beating the Rams, which means the Falcons play for a Super Bowl in their own stadium. And as we know, a team never wins a Super Bowl in their own stadium, which automatically means that the Los Angeles Chargers will have the first ever.
Well, we know why a
champion.
team never wins a Super Bowl in their own stadium, don't we?
What's that?
Because no team has ever made a Super Bowl in their own
Well,
stadium.
Falcons make history and then, leave it open for everybody else.
Good stuff. Okay.
Sorry, didn't clarify into mine. Saints do.
The Saints do win, yeah. And I imagine
Jacksonville
in your scenario side, the Chargers do.
Well, it has to, doesn't it? Because
overcome
no team has ever won the Super Bowl
Yeah.
in their own stadium.
So there we go. So just to clarify, folks, Sam, the big Saints fan, has got Saints winning the Super Bowl. Si, the Chargers fan, has got the Chargers winning the Super Bowl.
And if you got the 49ers winning the Super Bowl, considering they didn't make the playoffs, I'd be very impressed.
Well, there's going to be a scandal, is what I've got.
Well, no, in the UFC, there's going to be plenty of scandals.
Yeah.
It's just sad that.
Bountygate V2.
That's it. They get kicked out. The Niners get
Wardy
chucked in.
can't even dream. Can't even dream about a.
Oh, I dream long term, me pal. I play the long game. Don't you worry about me. This is
Evertonian through.
That's it. You know it. This will be.
Docker through and through.
You know it. That come good in the end, though, didn't it? Right, NFC playoffs. Here we go. Wildcard weekend. I've got. Oh, look at this for a wildcard weekend, lads. In the NFC, I've got the number 3 seeded Rams at home to the number 6 seeded Packers in what I think could be one of the
A doozy.
great playoff games of
It's a
all
nice combination
time.
that packet, ram it.
And I've got the Rams coming through on that one. I do agree that the Packers can go on the road and beat anyone, but I just got something about the Rams coming through in that game. I like this Rams team. I've got the Saints at home to the Falcons.
Easy.
I think the Falcons sneak that one. I've got the Falcons sneaking that one. And then we go into the divisional round. I've got the Vikings at home to the Falcons. I think the Vikings come through that one. And then I think the Eagles at home to the Rams, another great game. I think the Eagles take that one, giving us a rematch of the NFC Championship game from last year. This time around, though, it is in Minnesota, and I do have the Vikings advancing to the Super Bowl, where they will beat the New England Patriots. I'm all in.
I'm happy that Pats got to the Super Bowl on your side of things.
I hope I'm wrong.
Very shallow thinking.
I hope I'm wrong. It is, of course it is, but it's also
I know why Sam didn't.
sensible
I know why
thinking.
Sam didn't get the Chargers going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
How can a man in a Redskins Cousins jersey sit there seriously and suggest that the Saints would beat the Chargers in a Super Bowl?
The reason I didn't have the Chargers in the Super Bowl is because you're going to come against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to show you how football's really played.
Yeah. I've got Kirk Cousins winning the Super Bowl. There you go.
Yeah, you're both idiots.
Oh God Almighty! Just imagine Sam's face if that happens.
I can't wait till January till we
I
dig out
don't
this
like it. I
podcast.
don't know why.
You call him Mr. Fucking Average,
Anyway.
Captain
He is.
Charisma.
Yeah, well, they call him Captain Charisma, I don't know, but he's just an average quarterback.
There you go. So, come January, we'll look back on this and we'll see how miserably we all failed at it.
I think I've got that.
That's the best thing about it. You said the same thing last time.
There we go.
Yeah,
Good
I
stuff.
got it right last time, I think.
Agree with us, disagree with us, folks, whatever you want. We are at Pocket Crumble. You can rate, review, subscribe.
Oh, that.
All
actually,
of
generally,
that.
I think.
We have got 100% 5-star rating so far, boys.
There you go. So please,
Don't ruin that.
don't ruin that. If you don't like us, just don't listen to it.
No, if you don't like us, pretend you do and go and give us a 5-star rating.
Or
But-
that.
But
Yeah.
it just lets if you enjoyed it lets other people find us.
And we're going to be
And
modelling.
possibly enjoy us too, who knows.
We're going to be modelling our Collapsing Pocket T-shirts 2018 on the next pod, I imagine.
I'm
You
making no
folks,
promise on that.
you can grab yourselves a Collapsing Pocket T-shirt now, Royal Flush Designs, and using the promo code Pocket10, Sam,
Yeah, lightest pocket numbers 10.
you can get 10% off your
Don't get
Collapsing
bored
Pockets.
with your little bit.
That's your bit now. I've given you that bit, and that's the way you treat it. Throw it back in the face.
Bad attitude.
I could treat it a lot worse than that.
We won't go there. And that's that. So, well, it's going to be a while now, lads, isn't it?
It was lovely to see you. Rob.
Yeah. I may pop back in.
All
you
the
know.
best up in Edinburgh.
The
Thank
frozen
you
north.
very much. I'm off to the frozen north.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Probably not that frozen right now.
And I believe we're going to send out some inside the pockets over the next few
Oh yeah,
weeks.
we've got a couple of those to give.
You two have got something lined up. You're doing a podcast where you're going to take the piss out of me by the sounds of it.
But I don't know what you're talking about. All we need off you
I'm getting paranoid.
is your social security now. All we need off you is all your fantasy advice for the year, and then we'll discuss it.
Why was I be giving you two my fantasy advice? When
Don't
we're
consider
over
it-
those?
You're giving it our listeners.
Yeah, don't consider it that way, mate.
Like you always
Well, half
used
of
to
them
do.
play against me. Why would I be doing that?
Because it's a fantasy world.
It's what you like to. You like
It's
to show off.
My ego is
Yeah.
running out of control, isn't it? It
You're-
has to show off.
You're a
Need to know.
performer on the highest scale.
Right.
We need to know all about our
you
tight
s-
ends, don't we, this year? But yeah, we'll do a little fantasy preview.
We will be doing fantasy previews.
I won't call it that.
An
Not like
Aykroyd
that.
Avenue preview, maybe look at the college.
Yeah, we might do a
season.
college ganders. That'd be a good
I'll
pod.
read up on that and see what's happened.
The one thing we won't be doing is pre-season game reviews because I'm with you, Sam. That's utterly miserable. But we'll be talking about the highlights of.
Oh, I'm not
certain
talking about
things
anything.
to come
Maybe
out.
some people who've flexed a little bit in pre-season who might cause a bit of a stir in the regular
I
season.
won't
But that's
engage.
about it.
That's about it.
I
We're not
won't
gonna
engage
get-
conversation with
No,
you.
it's just, that's just purely for my, it's like say right, obviously awful comparison. But say you're hooked on strong drugs.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Where's this
You're
going?
pining for the new season start, and you know, get a good batch in, and you have to put with methadone or whatever for a little
Right.
bit. That's what pre-season's about.
It's
You know?
the methadone.
It just ties you over till the real thing comes.
So you're saying you're going to go back on heroin?
Eventually, yeah, when the season
September,
starts, yeah, no
Right,
doubt,
Okay.
no doubt, mate.
Lovely. Well, good luck with that.
The NFL, it's like heroin.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Get that on the posters.
Nice one, Renton.
There's one for you. Goodell, Roger Goodell, get that. You can have that. We'll take 10% off you, something like that.
And on that wonderful note, thanks very much for listening, folks.
It's probably better than heroin, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I had to,
Doesn't leave any scars, like,
Yeah.
visually.
Yeah. Does
But
mess with
I'm
your
not,
appetite.
I would speak for Sam personally, and the face that he pulled after the Minnesota Miracle was something I will never forget, and probably he will never forget on the inside.
Yeah.
It was one of the best things.
The face he pulled at the Super Bowl was the one that did it for me. I just kept getting photos of him head down, fast asleep all the
Thinking
time.
about it, I take it back, heroin is better. Yeah,
And he speaks from experience.
do smack kids.
It-
Different.
Yeah, you won't go far wrong. This pocket has absolutely collapsed.
He's going away to Edinburgh.
Get ready for Edinburgh.
Yeah, bring you some presents back, mate. Don't be tired.
Can't wait, lads. Missing you already. Missing you, dear listeners. We will speak very soon, I am sure. I've been Rob Ward. This is Sam Aykroyd.
Ta-ra.
That's Simon Carroll.
Ladies,
That's ta-ra from us. Good stuff.
great pod.
Very good. Very good.
Got the needle hole.
You need a hole in there. There he is.
Let's have a.
Oh, that's on the video. If that was anything bad, it's all on the video thing.
You what?
Anything you said after the fact the podcast.
The smokestack spitting black soot into the sooty sky.